start. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be 100% honest and tell you guys that I didn't realize it was Sunday. I've been at the hospital Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today. Completely forgot it was even Sunday. But luckily enough, while I was in the hospital, although I didn't take notes, I was thinking about a lot of things because I didn't have very good internet connection. The way that the internet works at this Army hospital here is if you set your phone down for a second, it completely logs you out and you have to start over to get back in. And you have to get like a new password every time and you have to like request the it's a nightmare. So I was not on the internet very much because if I set my phone down for a second, I was out again. But I did spend, that's that HQ app telling me that it's time to play. But I did spend a lot of time thinking about what has been working, what hasn't been working, things like that. And I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I know Melissa saw. I shared a video, I don't know if it was today or yesterday because let's be honest, the days are blurring together. But of Will Smith talking about failing, about how you should aim to fail. Failure should be something that you want in life. Fail hard, fail often, fail forward was like how he ended it. And I think I've talked about this before, but I'm not sure if it's been on a team call or not. But the founder of Spanx, I forget her name. I think it's Sarah something or another. Anyway, she talks about the fact that when she was a kid, her dad used to, at the table, sit them down and they would have to tell something they failed at that. I think he only had dinner with them like once a week, like on Sundays or something. But they would have to go around the table and talk about something they failed at. And as they would, their dad would like give them high fives and congratulate them and then ask them what did they learn from it so that they could move on and move forward. And that was something I heard really, really early on when I started with Unique. And so it's been something I've kind of embraced and I'm super eager to fail. So when I hear about a new idea, I like jump right in. I will jump into a new idea really fast. Sometimes a little too fast because I don't think things through all the way. But I jump in and I screw it up a little bit and then I come back and I do it again and I do it a little bit better. So I heard about people doing their parties for customers in their VIP group. So hostess parties in their VIP group. And I decided, what the heck, let me try that too. Like, whatever, that sounds cool. I could grow my VIP group. I've been with Unique for almost 3 years, and my VIP group still feels very, very tiny. And I don't have near as much interaction in there as I would like to have. So I asked for guinea pigs, and I have a few lined up, and I'm going to do all of them, and hopefully each one of them will get better. But I set up a hostess in my VIP group. I put my link in that VIP group for my hostess, and I hosted a party in there, a normal 10-day party. Today's the end of it. Brady kind of helped me out a little bit because I've been a little absent the last few days with Laurelyn and her stomach. So, but that party has almost $500 in sales. And a lot of them aren't her people. They're my people, but they're people who weren't ordering from me on a normal basis. And I started this party in there and they're ordering from this random party, right? And I gained 40 people in my VIP group. And 5 of them went away, but I told my hostess, please send them a message and ask them. Like, and I gave her like a little, not necessarily script, but like an example of what to say. I was like, tell them, hey, she absolutely adores Unique because of our work with women who've been sexually abused as children. So she talks about it often on her page. She really should be on our team, but she's not. But I'm working on that. But she messaged them all and said, this is the company I talk to you guys about all the time that does this work with women. I'm going to add you to this group. I'm having a party in there. And if you round up your order, it goes to this. I would really appreciate it if you checked it out. All these people, she added them after she sent them this message. Out of all the people she added, I think she added like 52, 5 left. That was it. So I have 40 some odd, like 48, I want to say 47 or 48 new people in my VIP group that I did not have before. And some of them are interacting with my posts. Some of them are, you know, commenting, liking, things like that. So that's a whole nother audience. Now, it worked for her to do it that way. It may not work for everybody. I didn't get a single person like mad at me or anything like that for them being in my group, but it tells you who adds you, right? So I don't think they'd be mad at me. They'd be mad at her. Not that I want people mad at her. I just don't want people mad at me. But I've got all these new people that are now going to see my content on a normal basis. And I have another hostess lined up to start sometime in the next few days. I have to talk to her to find out exactly what day she wants to start. I was supposed to message her today and haven't got to it yet. But, and she's going to add another, you know, I told them 20 to 40 people when I messaged them and talked to them about how we were going to do this. And I said, I want you to talk to them first, make sure they're okay with this. Don't just blindly add them to the group. Talk to them, tell them what you're doing, make sure they're okay with it. I'd rather you add 5 friends than add 50 and have 45 of them pissed off. Like, I would. So I added them, and then I ran a normal party in there. Now, the only thing with doing that is you have to change the content every time. You can't just have a script and just copy paste into the party constantly, because I mean, obviously you don't want your VIPs to see the same thing every single time. So you change it up. So this time I did, you know, I was trying to choose my favorite products. Next time I might and the lip powders. Next time I'm still going to focus on the lip powders because, I mean, they're amazing, right? And because they're the kudos of the month. So I'll always focus on kudos, but then I'm going to choose 2 or 3 products that I feel like are relevant to the time period we're in. And that's going to be what I talk about in that party. And I know like Cheryl Moo, who I absolutely adore, who I think she's the party queen. She runs what she calls series in her VIP group where she does this exact thing. Except it's not her hostesses hosting a party. She's hosting it. But every 6 weeks or so, 4 to 6 weeks, she hosts an actual party in her VIP group where she's posting 3 or 4 times a day and getting that interaction way, way up and having an actual party. So basically that's what I'm doing, except I'm letting hostesses earn the credit for it. My plan would be to have 3 of my weeks be hostess weeks and then 1 of them be a me week, like a week where there isn't a hostess, where it's just me earning back some of the stuff that I've given away or whatever. But I mean, if I have enough hostesses and I can keep adding every single week, then I mean, why not? Like, I would love to have a huge VIP group, because what Brandy's going to talk to us about tonight was amazing. She has done some crazy things in the last few days. I have tried to keep track of what she's been doing, and I have just been in awe of what she's done. And it's been using a group, a huge group. And with that, she has done something absolutely amazing. And I'm going to let her talk to you about it.
Okay, so you know how, Bree, everybody preaches, get into these Facebook groups where you have stuff in common with people. Well, I made a group of friends. There's 60 of us in this group. And we all became friends because of LuLaRoe. I know, cheesy, but whatever. We are like better friends than I am with most of my real life friends. Anyway, one of them has what we call a professional hostess group, where she hosts new LuLaRoe consultants like every weekend. And it's this group called the Row World. She's got over 60,000 people in this group. Well, she had bought a foundation from me right before I left and messaged me and was like, she might have bought my foundation. But she messaged me like 2 weeks ago and was like, so I'm scraping the bottom of this foundation. How much is it? And I told her. And she was like, so can we have a party? Absolutely. I said, do you want to have it in a group? Do you want to do an event? Or do you want to do it in the row world? She's like, I want to do it in the row world. Okay, fine with me. 60,000 people. Kind of scared me. It was a little intimidating. So what I did was I loaded albums in one of the graphics groups. Somebody had broken down every collection. They had done the graphics for it. They did all the work for me. So I loaded these albums, and basically I had a blanket statement: if all items aren't claimed, you don't get the discount price. That's not how it ended up working out. It turned into a complete cluster. I filled one collection, but let me show y'all. I just made my cat mad because she was laying on this. These are all the orders. I have over $1,000 in orders to put in once I get the last 3 invoices paid. The last 3 invoices are for like Epic. It's not anything that's going to kill it.
And Brady, how many days was this album?
Oh, I was getting there. This party started at 5 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock Colorado time. So 8 o'clock my time Friday, and it ended at 3 p.m. today. So 2 days, $1,000. Let's go, Cancun.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And it was. I mean, once they got rolling, they got rolling. I had one person who asked me about a foundation, but she never sent me a picture, and she never commented anymore. I had one person, Dirty Delete, they're sold, which she'd gone, she typed sold. I asked her a question, it was gone. Okay. Tell me you've got a pass, don't just delete it, because I'm going to think it's something wrong with Facebook.
Right.
And then I have the 3 people who claimed late today, right before we pulled the albums, that I'm waiting for to pay. It's insane. It was, but all it was basically a flash sale. And I said, for every one of these albums that sells, I'll do a drawing for a bag. Only closed out one. I'm trying on my personal page and in my VIP to close out the other 2 that are close, but I mean, it's been 100% worth it. And it's just, It was, not what I would normally do by any means, but I have other friends who are getting out of LuLaRoe or who are still in it. I'm like, hey, can I bust into your VIP group? Like, it started this whole new thought process for me.
Yeah, Brandy's going to have some killer sales and killer trip points this month, because that is crazy good. And, that's, like she said at the beginning, that's like the importance of these groups. I mean, it's not just, I mean, like, you can make real friends in these groups. Like she said, some of these friends are her best friends better friends to her than her friends in real life. And I know for me personally, like, I'm in a bunch of caregiver groups, and the people who I talk to, I mean, like, they know things, like, I talk to them about everything. Like, They are my best friends. And I mean, I know Adrian from a mommy's group. And I mean, these groups, I know Lisa from the mommy's group. I know, and I wouldn't know Narelle if it wasn't for that same mommy's group, right? Because even though I'm not in a mommy's group with Narelle, I'm in a mommy's group with Lisa. And that's, I mean, like, a lot of connections through these groups that you wouldn't even really think about. So, but they need to be genuine. It's not just like, right, let me join a group and hope that I instantly just start having people wanting me to do parties and stuff. Like, genuinely making friends in there. And
well, ironically, one of the people that's in this group is my friend Emma, who lives in my apartment complex.
Oh, that's funny. And then Becca was saying that some of the people were in the group. I think she said, like, she counted there were like 11 people in the group.
People in that group
that were customers of hers that were in that group.
They did not buy from me. Her people were faithful. But no, the group of 60 people. Yeah, and I posted in there when we were moving here, because I couldn't tell anybody because Will hadn't told his boss. I was like, y'all, does anybody know anything about Cleveland, Tennessee? I've never heard of this place. And Emma's like, yeah, I live there. I was like, oh, okay. Whoa. Yeah, it was weird. So I started looking at areas for houses and stuff. And she's like, no, you don't want that area. You don't want that area. Well, then we decided not to buy. I said, hey, do you know anything about these apartments? She's like, yeah, I've lived there for 5 years. So, I mean, you never know the people you're going to meet. And now we do stuff together almost every day.
Yeah.
So she won't join I've
I know
tried.
some of my best friends have been made in Facebook groups, without a
Yeah,
doubt. I know some people in Facebook groups better than I know people in real life, for sure. Um,
exactly.
so yeah, definitely important. But I think the thing is, like, this was probably scary for Brandy, like jumping in. I mean, a group with 60,000 people. And she's got videos in there and everything. I personally would be a little bit terrified. Um, you don't know who's in that group. And like for me, I would be like, oh my gosh, there's probably a Black status leader in this group. And here I am posting these videos, and I'm probably going to look like an idiot because I'm not as good, or I'm not as pretty, or
I
I'm
had
not as
those thoughts.
whatever as them.
I
Aw.
totally had those thoughts.
Exactly. And I know that, like, anytime you jump in and you do something new, something that maybe hasn't been figured out yet, can you please go away? You're making me, like, uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say hey to the lovely ladies on camera.
Hey, Kayla.
Hello. I'm gonna take her to Starbucks.
Okay.
Did you get all your glitter off?
Did you get all your glitter off?
Yeah, last night I took a shower pretty much right after, and last night, like, it was easy to scrub off my body, but it wouldn't come off my face.
Oh my God.
And I had to throw the loofah that I was using away, because you would take it off and it would be covered in glitter. And then I had to vacuum like a lot this morning.
I believe that.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but Michaela does all those, like,
Fancy makeup.
crazy makeup looks that you see, like, on Instagram and stuff, the really, like, in your face
Way
ones.
out there.
And last night she did one where her face was glitter, like as
Like
if you had
below-
spilled, like if it was paint, or like it was
Yeah, like-
floating up or something.
The lower
And-
portion was like pink glitter, and then it was like she had taken paint here, and the paint was dripping down the glitter.
And it was all the way down to here. She, like, covered her from here to here in glitter. Crazy. She sent me a picture of it this morning. I was like,
What did you do?
all I could think was, how much glitter is all over my house?
Sorry, I had to ask
It's okay.
about the glitter,
It's
y'all.
okay. When you try these new things, it can be really scary. And I mean, and sometimes they work out fantastically, and sometimes they totally fail. And I've tried several that have gone both ways. And
Yeah, I tried the VIP party too, and my hostess checked out for the last couple of days, which her dog had gotten really sick and he ended up dying. So I was like, no, it's okay. I understand. I've been there. But she only added 10 people.
mhm.
But the thing with her was when she messaged them, if they did not say, yes, sure, fine, add me, she didn't add them.
Right.
She messaged like 40 people, but only 10 replied to her.
And
So
but I mean, 10 is 10 new people in your VIP group is 10 new people in your VIP group.
Exactly.
I mean, that's 10 new faces.
Exactly.
I won't turn down a single one. So, what works for me, or what works for Brandy, like, I don't know anybody who has a group as big as Brandy's. Like, I don't know any owners of groups like that. So that idea isn't going to work out as well for me, but you might. And I might at some point meet someone who has a group like that. I mean, I've got my ideas going through my head. I do know a couple people who have LuLaRoe groups. And one person in particular who's thought about hosting a party with me every once in a while. Yeah, I like that approach.
Yes.
Bree talks about, saying like, hey, I'm gonna add you to, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, and like just telling them, and unless they say no, doing it. I've heard her say that in different trainings that I've done. So that's how I'm approaching it with my hostesses. And I mean, obviously, if they don't feel comfortable doing that way, then that's fine. But I've heard Bree say that, like, I don't know, 100 or so times. So I started that way with my girls. Now, whether they're all
everybody is
that or
balls
not,
to the walls as Brie.
exactly. I wish that I had the courage and the bravery that Brie does, but I'll be honest, I get a little too nervous. But finding something that appeals to you, finding a new idea that appeals to you, and running with it can be a huge business changer. So whether it is finding a group that'll let you do an album sale, or having you host some hostess parties in your VIP group, or a few months ago, there was a girl, I forget her name, but I kind of copied her idea. I just wasn't as good at it as she was, where she actually did a live party on her Facebook. She set a time and a day, and she did a live video. And during that video, she had a product picked out, and she talked about that one product. This is Tenley's mascara, because it's got this sticker on it. But she would talk about the mascara and just the mascara for her like 30-minute video, and she talked about, go buy it at, and then gave her website, and she did it live on her Facebook page for 30-40 minutes. I think it was every Thursday night was her time that she did it, but she did that for I think I talked to her about it after she quit doing it. I messaged her because I had seen the idea, and I messaged her and asked her how it was working for her, what she liked about it, what she didn't. And she was like, thanks so much for posting this, because this was last year after the holidays. She was like, because after the holidays, I just got out of it and I haven't done it in a long time. And my sales have, because of it, because that was how she was doing. The majority of her sales were on these live once a week Facebook parties. And it was
just one product.
One product, or the kudos, or a little set or something that, because sometimes she did it as like a hostess thing, where she would have a hostess, she would tag them in the video, and then the hostess would be on there like tagging all of her friends in the comments, like inviting them all to watch. And she talked about the one product, or the kudos, or a set, or a collection, whatever it was that the hostess or her decided on. But I know that one time it was like, all about the brows. And so she I think it was the brow pencil and the brow gel that she talked about in that one. But sometimes I can and sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
When it's alive, sometimes it feels like Facebook won't let me some days.
It's because Facebook is mean and hates us all.
I know, right? But I did that for a while, except I'm not really good at saying like, okay guys, so now go order this at my website. I always just want people to just know that they should go order it. I have a hard time with saying like, okay, so you need this epic mascara, so go to da-da-da-da-da and order it now. Like,
see, that sounds like something I would say.
Yes, it does. And I'm like,
okay, please do it. And I'm like, you need to go buy it at.
And so I wasn't as successful as Brandy would be. She would kill at this idea because of the fact that she has no problem being like, you need this, go get it. And I'm just like, it's the best one I've ever used. Hint, hint, hint. And I'm hoping that they're going to catch the hint and go order it. And Brandy is really good at being like, so go get it. Do you want me to order it for you? I'll order it for you. It's going to be this much. I'll PM you.
PayPal.
And she's just, you have to find what works for you. I found that doing those lives like that did not work so well for me because I didn't have the voice to change it from just me showing it off to, okay, I've shown it off, now go order it. I didn't have
I'm sitting here going, what can I do with this?
Yeah. So, you have to find the idea that's going to work for you because we all are going to do business differently. But there's so many ideas out there. And if you have not found one that works for you and you want some help, let us know because we would love to help you. I mean, I hear ideas all the time. Like, I should write them all down because I hear ideas all the time. But I'm like, I've got to figure out how to make that work for me. And then I'm like, I need to tell someone else about this because it ain't going to work for me. But I know other people could do this. So, and when you hear about an idea, I'm going to start writing them down and like maybe putting them in the Glam Girls page. But if you hear about an idea and you think that it's worth doing, even if it's not something that you think you could do, if you think maybe it's not for you, but it might be for someone else, share it in the group. Like that, our Glam Girls page is meant for all of us to be able to post in there things that we learn and want and are excited about. So post away.
And let me tell y'all, if just personal experience today, if you have somebody that you need to talk to about the opportunity and you have an issue with how to approach them, and Cheryl's at the hospital and Becca is away with Josh, message Bree. I messaged her after her call the other day, and you need to do this. And I was like, look, I have this girl who I've talked to her several times. It's the Mac girl. And she had gotten off of Facebook. I texted her once or twice while she was off of Facebook, but she's back. How would I go about following up with her? And she wrote out for me word for word what I needed to say. I was like, bless you. So the ball's in her court. I've done my follow-up now. So now the ball's in Ashley's court waiting for her to reply. Yeah, it was very helpful. It was scary to message her, but it was not even 2 minutes later I had a reply.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So don't be afraid to use your resources.
And let's be honest, Bree is an amazing resource.
Bree is my selling point.
I know, I use that too. I'm like,
well, the girl I talked to this morning, a lot of her issues were her old Black status. I'm like, do you know Bree Richardson? She said, yeah. I'm like, that's my Black status. I'm like 3 down from Bree. And she's like, what? Like, people get awestruck.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, when I talk to someone who's with Unique, if they don't know who Bree is, I'm like, are you really with Unique?
Right?
You really? How long have you been doing this?
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't know who Bree is?
Go Google.
Right?
I'm like, she's only the top paid presenter in the company, no big.
Yeah. I mean, we have an amazing resource. And, she's 100%. I think that fail forward. Did I get that from Bree?
Yeah.
See, I saw it, but I was at the hospital, so all that stuff's a big blur. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a huge Will Smith fan. He was in The Pursuit of Happiness, and I met the guy who that movie was about.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was super inspirational. I got to listen to him talk and hear his entire story. It was super inspirational. That was like in 2005 or 6 or 7, something like that.
That's cool.
I'll be there in a minute.
And I know Bree has been posting different training events around the country. So keep an eye out for a training near you. It's not an Empower You, but it's, they say there's swag, there's food. It's a unique event, but it's not Empower You per se. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely we will.
We'll do.
That would be awesome.
That would be. So far, I've seen there's Empower You San Diego. There's something in Ohio. There's something in Kansas. And I want to say there was something else. Oh, wow.
Oh,
really?
wow. That's been a while. Yikes. I'll keep an eye out and see if I hear anything.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a couple of I have a Black status unique presenter on my page that lives in Australia. I'm trying to remember her name.
Bye, Adrian.
Hi, Adrian.
Angela.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? There is one in Texas. There's one in Tyler, Texas.
Texas. That was the other one. So yeah, Cheryl, if you want to fly out to Ohio.
I know.
It's
in March.
It's in June.
The one in Texas.
Oh, in Texas, yeah.
Is in March. I think it's like March 23rd or something like that.
Something like that.
It's the weekend that I'm usually at a caregiver's thing, but they moved it. What time is the mask being released?
Oh, that's tomorrow, isn't it? Crap. Way to stay on top of it, Narelle. My guess is
usually it's
6 a.m. Utah time.
That's what I was going to say. Usually it's 6 a.m. Utah time. So
I need to go post about that, don't I?
That's why I paid for the express shipping of my mask so that I could freaking put it on before I could order it. You guys, if you missed it, I paid for the express shipping. I ordered mine 12 hours before Brandy. I paid for the express shipping, because that's all I had to pay for, right? And Brandy's probably gonna get hers before me.
Probably.
They're both supposed to come tomorrow, but I could put
Tuesday.
money on the fact that I'm gonna get a picture from her with it in her hand going.
Tuesday. There's no mail tomorrow.
Tuesday. Oh, mine's coming tomorrow.
Oh, well. Yeah, there's no mail tomorrow. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, but UPS still runs.
Expedited was done by the time I ordered mine.
So maybe it was worth the expedited since mine's going to get delivered on a holiday.
Yeah. Well, I might go make some get some blue frosting and put it on my face.
Yes.
If I can't have sugar, I can wear sugar, right?
Right? Did y'all see Becca's video doing that?
I was dying.
She couldn't get the powdered lipstick since hers hadn't come yet. She took a pot of powdered sugar and put food coloring in it and was like putting it on her lips. And she was like trying to pretend like she had it. And then she was like, okay, guys,
It got
this isn't
all
it.
over
Because
her
it was all over her teeth.
And she's like, I have to confess.
And so Brandy hopped on her live and put it on for real.
I was like, do you need me to hop on? Because, yeah, I've got mine.
I mean,
that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually, if I can get the cat off of my grocery list, I have this neat little menu planning book. I'm going to put blue icing on my list.
that'll be great.
I'm going to do it.
Great.
In the spirit of Becca.
In the spirit of Becca.
Spirit of Becca.
That'll be awesome.
It's going down.
Okay. Well, I think that's it then, if no one has any questions. No questions? Okay. So y'all have a great week. We will be back here on Sunday. I'm sure Becca will be on next Sunday. She's Josh is leaving, so she's spending time with Josh. And we will.
Breeze Call Wednesday. We have one this Wednesday, not next Wednesday.
There. And check into that Makeup Life group. I'll be going live in there one day this week.
I'm excited. I want to go live again.
But definitely check in there. If you're talking to people, if you've got prospects and you don't have them joining, add them to that group and be checking in there. Tag people and stuff. Breeze Call Wednesday, our time, 8:30. So my time.
Literally an hour, this time,
this week.
Wednesday.
Well, yeah, now. Because hers starts at 8:30.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry. I just thought, because I was like, in my brain today, I was like, I got to ask this. Okay, so I have several potential parties. My thing is, well, I learned that you could put it in a big group, but I'm not doing that. Not right now. What I mean is, the party. Okay, so do I do each individual party? I make a separate little group, or can I put it in my group? Put them in. How do I do that?
Okay, so you get to choose how you do it. Brandy and I think we both party differently.
Yes.
Typically, the way that I have partied my entire unique career has been to set up an event. I do my parties and events. People invite people. They have to request to be. They have to approve. Accept the invite. There we go. Accept the invitation to be in the group, and I post 3-4 times a day in that event. Brandy does groups, but I just started doing them in my VIP. That way, they're added to my VIP already. I mean, I used to give people a perk if they joined my VIP.
Right.
That way I would guarantee some people would join. If they were ordering, they would always join because they would get some special little perk from me. I mean, a lot of times it was a $1 makeup bag that I got from Miss A. It was.
My other question was, okay, so the VIP, because I've got two groups, but the one that, well, I was gonna say Jennifer's in, but she's in both of them. Okay, my regular one, she added a bunch of her friends, but she said she added people that would be interested.
Mm-hmm.
So what my question is how do I weed out the ones that really want and don't want? So, like, do I just like private message them and say, if you don't want to be in the group, go, or no?
No, I mean, I have somebody who has been in my VIP group from the get-go when I first started, 3 years ago now. And she bought something for the first time when I rejoined in September.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Okay.
you never know. They're watching.
I would leave them in there, let them watch. If they don't want in, they can exit the group.
They can
They
leave.
can pull themselves out of the group.
My other question was, okay, so because I think I still have them as a closed group, secret group or something.
Yeah.
But do you guys like moderate each other's groups, or how do you guys do that?
So, like, I'm in Cheryl's group, Cheryl's in my group, which came in handy because she did have the party going, and I literally hijacked it yesterday.
Right.
Well, hi, I'm hijacking your party.
Well, the reason I ask this is because, I do have a few health issues. And so, like, if I'm in the middle of a party and I'm not able to get to the computer or my phone and I can't see nothing or, whatever, that's my thing. And, to kind of get the ball rolling. But it's mainly because I think that's kind of my biggest holdback is, I'm just afraid that I'm not going to be able to follow through with it because something's going to come up. Yeah. And I don't want to look stupid.
No, I have backup admins in my group. I have Cheryl and Becca, and then I have somebody named Carly that used to be on my team that will be coming back at some point. But if I'm having a rough day, quick message to Cheryl and Becca, hey, can one of y'all go post?
Okay.
I mean, it's that easy.
All right.
Exactly. Just we also did that admin thing because of Becca getting locked out of Facebook. She lost everything.
That was so horrible.
Because none of us were admins in her group was gone too. We couldn't just add her to it and make her an admin. So she had to start over with a whole new VIP group. So we do recommend that someone in your line, whether it be someone under you or someone over you, is an admin in your group.
Or just a really good friend.
Something like that happens. Yeah, someone that you trust. So that if something like that happens, you can have access back to your group because Becca lost everything. Thank God I was an admin in Becca's Glam Girls, because if I wasn't, that group would have been gone and we would have had to start adding everybody and all the we lost all the most of the content because anything that was in her old name we couldn't take.
Right.
But it's definitely important to have someone in there as an admin, someone that can help you out in case of an emergency, and someone who can help you out in case of a Facebook emergency.
Okay. So my second question is, who wants to volunteer? You guys can think about it and then just private message me. Because
I don't care.
Y'all are good, so.
You can add me as an admin in your group. That is totally
all right.
All
right.
I don't mind.
Absolutely.
Because I do understand the importance of having a backup.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
What was it? I think I had gotten sick or something. And I was like,
it was
y'all,
your Trulicity shot and you couldn't.
Yes, it was. I threw up for 6 weeks on this shot. And I couldn't function and I had parties going. And I was like, y'all, help. That's exactly what it was. I couldn't remember why I needed help, but I remember I needed help. That was so bad.
And to throw this out there, because I have this little is not the right word. I have a girl who I met recently. She's a grandma in Keegan's classroom, and she's with Unique. She's not on our team. I honestly don't know where she falls in the Unique world. I know she's not anywhere on our team, like not under Bree in any way, shape, or form. But her and I've been chit-chatting, and she's she's been kind of struggling to get things going, and a lot of it comes with confidence. A lot of it is her being a little afraid to post and not knowing where to post or how to post. And so I added her as a friend recently, and she's been kind of mimicking some things that I've been doing and stuff. And she's getting ready to have surgery and have a hip replaced, I think is what she was telling me, knee or hip, something like that. So it's going to be a pretty big surgery. And so we talked about one of the regrets that I have from my surgery is that I should have made posts for like a week's worth of posts and put them in my like notes, so that I had just random posts to put up, because there were times when I had maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but I didn't have any content, and my brain was foggy enough that I couldn't come up with content. So what I have done since my surgery is I have these posts in my notes section of my phone that are there, and when I use them, I just delete them out completely. But I have that, and I have a picture on my phone and in a special album that I have organized, so that when I have days when I don't have very much time, or like this week with all these emergencies, I still have something that I can put on my Facebook for content.
That's where I'm getting is I use the notes, like, thank goodness for man for notes, woman, whatever, you know, and then the pictures, and like, because like I see a lot of the stuff that you all post, and then I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm going to save that for when I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? But one of the problems that I in my brain, I feel like, is what if that particular product that something changes with it or whatever. So, you know, that'll be where I probably do the private message, hey, is this still good or whatever? Because, you know, I don't know. Still learning.
Yeah. So definitely, I mean, really the only times that products change is March and September now. March and September of every year. And we have a good long, almost month-long lead up to knowing what those products are going to be and when and what's leaving. Yeah, it's usually March and September, right? Yeah, because convention's in August, so the products release in September.
March, September.
And and then the kudos every month. And knowing that the kudos is that month only. And like these lip powders, they're gone February 1st. There will be no more lip powders. Okay. So any posts that you have about that need to be used prior to that.
Okay. I have one more question. I'm sorry. So one more
was what we're here for.
Yeah.
When they order, do they just go straight to the website and order? Do I do it for them? I'm
personal preference.
No. Okay.
I have some people that go and they order straight. I have probably most of my people who wait until I say I'm placing an order.
Okay.
And I do it for them and I ship it to them. I do free shipping. It's just my thing. I did charge shipping with this big thing.
Right.
But, you know, as far as like my VIPs, I have people that order regularly, but they'll say, hey, can you do it for me?
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with time.
All right.
Yeah. I definitely have some people who have no problem handing me over their credit card numbers and letting me place an order for them completely. I have some who just PayPal me and I place the order. And then I have some who just like to place the order themselves. They just want to do it. And I mean, sometimes that's great, right? Because they'll tell me I'm going to order a pressed powder and a mascara. And then I go and look at their order an hour later and they ordered a pressed powder, 3 lipsticks, a mascara, and a set of eyeliners, you know? And I'm like, yes, I'm glad you placed that order yourself.
Right.
But you know, then I have others who want me to do it. Like, absolutely. And so I do whatever my customers prefer.
Right, I gotcha.
Customer. Like Will's aunt that used to sell beauty control, and she's kind of gradually buying from me now since they've gone out of business. And she'll be like, can you recommend? She's like, I love the mascara. I need a new mascara. What, Lizzie? Huh? Okay. She'll be like, I need a new mascara, but call me. So I call her, and she's like, well, what do you recommend for this? What do you have what kind of eyeliners do you have? And what started out as a mascara, because of the phone call, ends up a mascara and 4 eyeliners. And she's like, here's my credit card number. Thanks so much. I'll
Great.
see it in 5 to 7 days.
All right.
And as long as we're talking about that, if you have not watched Upsell Hotel by Sherry Brown on YouTube, go find that video and watch it. And I just saw Brandy's face that I'm kind of shocked that she does not know this video.
No, I might.
Upsell Hotel by Sherry Brown. At convention this year, one of the classes that I took was Sherry Brown's upselling class. It was that's not what it was called. It was called like Get Out of Their Wallet or something. And it was all about the fact that you don't know how much money someone else is willing to spend on makeup
Right.
or skincare products. So don't prejudge for someone else how much they're going to be willing to spend. And she tells the story. She used to sell makeup behind a makeup counter in a department store. And so she tells stories in that class. She told us stories about how she learned how to sell makeup and skincare products and perfume and all that good stuff. How she learned it and how many times actually in the store she would watch herself get a 0 sale, and then the girl walk over to another counter and drop $400 or $500, and her be like, I would have thought that girl didn't have $20 for makeup.
Yeah.
I would have thought she needed to buy her makeup at the dollar store, and she just dropped $500. Just leave him. You're making more noise than he
I
is.
just
Just leave
pulled
him.
it up. I've watched The Art of Non-Selling, which is a great one too.
Yes, that's good too.
But I hadn't watched this one, so I'm intrigued.
So I remember that title just because it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
Upsell Hotel. But The Art of Non-Selling, that one was good too. I watched that one too. So Sherry Brown is a genius when it comes to actual sales. So anything that she says is amazing. Anyway, she talks a lot about how to take people who maybe weren't going to buy anything. Sorry. And turn them into a big sale. And I learned a lot in that class. A lot in that class.
There's the link for the Upsell Hotel.
Just a minute. All right. Well, I gotta run because I have a hungry kid here who does not want anyone else to get him anything to eat. Everybody's been
Who's
offering
hungry?
it. He does not want Keegan.
Keegan.
He's walking away.
Bye, Keegan.
He's like, you're saying my name.
Now, if it was Tinley would be like, hi, Brandy.
Uh-huh. Yep. Tenley would jump on camera.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I told you guys this, and this is totally off subject, but I was driving them to school one day, and we were talking about college, and Tenley was telling me that she's going to go to Texas State up the road. And okay. And she said that she's going to go to Texas State and she's going to be a cheerleader. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll come to all your games. And she was like, yeah. I was like, except when they're out of town because I can't just fly around the country going to football games. And she says, you guys, I'll just keep talking, please. I can't concentrate. So she says, yeah, well, that's okay, Mom. You can just watch me on TV on those days because the camera is definitely going to come to me and I'm going to get to wave at it because I'll be the prettiest cheerleader.
That's my girl.
Just knows the camera is going to come to her. Like, oh my gosh, she's so bad. Anyway, all right. Well, I think that we can end now. I think we've answered all the questions.
Melissa left.
Yeah, I see that. So, Narelle, do you have any questions? Angela? All right. Well, then we will see you guys on Wednesday on Bree's Call. Hey, Angela, do you have any questions? Okay. Then we will see you guys Wednesday night on Bree's Call and then next Sunday on this call. I hope you guys have a great night, a great week.
Bye.
Go earn a Michael Kors purse.
I wish.